Oh, that one never gets old. Oh, welcome once again to Before and After. It's the #1 rated podcast in the world, in my heart, that is. We're talking movies, music, shows, news, anything there is. I'm Spence, and I'm joined by my good friend Vince. Vince, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Spence. We just finished up our review for Pink's 8th album, Hurts to Be Human. Did a full thing with that. We got to hear from Maddie and Franco. They did a little game, a little bit of guessing as well. So that was pretty fun. But now we have the before for Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little lukewarm on this one.
Lukewarm? How come?
Well, I was one of those people who was actually excited when the Amazing Spider-Man franchise
with Andrew Garfield
got rebooted again. Because I hated The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Loved the first one, hated the second one.
Why'd you hate the second one?
Reasons.
Oh.
So I was one of the people really excited about Homecoming. And, we saw Spider-Man Civil War. And now we get to see him in Homecoming. And I didn't love it. It was just fine. I felt like it was more of a comedy than a Spider-Man movie. It was like a spoof, in a sense, a little bit, I felt like. So it was fine.
Are you saying the comedy's more forced than it was back in the Tobey Maguire days?
I would say so, yeah.
Because it was just more, the things he did was just funny.
Yeah.
Especially when he had he was turning into Venom.
Yeah.
And he was just, dark hair, checking out the chicks.
Dancing on the streets. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
But Raindrops Keep Falling on His Head was playing, right?
Oh, yeah. In the second one. Oh, that's too good. So I'm a little apprehensive about this one. A little mixed, but I'm always interested for another Spider-Man. What about you?
I think another Spider-Man's good. I'm always a big fan of Andrew Garfield, though. I haven't seen a Tom Holland Spider-Man yet. I got to go back and watch the first one before we go see part 2. This is his second Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Solo. I got to see it. So, especially when, Far From Home comes out next Thursday at 6, whatever the weird timing is. It's next week, either Thursday or Friday. But what's the hype you're hearing around it so far?
They were talking so much about how this could be the introduction of Spider-Verse to the MCU. And that's what, everybody's so pumped and excited about. It's like, oh, we're going to get different versions of this character. We're going to see Tony again. So,
nope.
No, there's no way. So, I don't personally, we just saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and that was really good. Do you want to see that same story again?
I think it works better in cartoon.
I feel like it does, with such a big, colorful cast of characters. So the hype surrounding this one, for me, is a little low, but for everybody else, MCU, you can't not be $1 billion grosser in that list of lineups there.
All right, well, I have some more Marvel news. I'm going to rapid fire through. Throw in your thoughts if you want. So, talking about Spider-Man, Kevin Feige recently revealed that a crossover is likely for Spider-Man and Venom in a movie, and he says the ball is in Sony's court. Next, Venom 2. Sony confirmed Tom Hardy will reprise his role as Eddie Brock in the sequel as anticipated. The movie did decently.
That's decent as in $800 million.
Decently.
Yeah, it's decent.
See, if they do just like what they're doing with Avengers, just keep re-releasing it with more footage, you'll make a ton of money on it. Last thing on Spider-Man here, I think, yes, Tom Holland wants Spider-Man to team up with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I love a nice team-up movie. I'm always intrigued whenever there's a team-up, especially in the comic books. It's always like, ooh, a guest star. I love this kind of thing. So, if they play their cards right, and I love Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch is incredible.
Incredible.
Absolutely amazing. In terms of the Spider-Man Venom crossover,
it'll be Tom Holland and I'm assuming
I would assume Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Now, when Venom, the first one, came out, Amy Pascal said, oh, this can be in the MCU if you want it to be, wink, wink. And everybody's just like, what does that mean? Does that mean this is canon? She's like, do we need to brush up on our MCU before seeing this? And she's like, oh, no, not really. And then Kevin Feige's just like, yeah, no, this isn't connected at all whatsoever. But now that Endgame's over, some people are gone. Now they're saying, hey, we're bringing Venom. It's like, well, I don't really know how I feel about that now.
Now, what are the chapters again for Marvel was it chapter 2 we just finished? Chapter 3? What is the whole thing?
It's like it's broken up into like phases.
Phases?
And we just finished where Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be the end of phase 3.
Okay, so I'm thinking they're going to have more crossovers because they have to get creative at this point. With the end of Avengers, they kind of knew where they were going with it, but now, I don't know.
We assume
Need something different.
that the story's ended. However, apparently they've had this whole thing mapped out for years. So I'm hoping that they have a plan as to what they're doing going forward, and it's not just, aimless, like, hey, put this character and this character together. It'll be fine. So I'm hoping that there is a plan, and it's more than just let's make some money.
Always a goal there. A couple more Marvel things. So Keanu Reeves, if you've ever heard of him, he is being voted for Person of the Year, I think, for Time. The guy's exploding. John Wick exploding. But people want him in MCU, and he said he always wanted to be Wolverine in there. Of course, not going to happen, I don't think. But they said they just haven't found the right character for him to play just yet. But the thing with Keanu Reeves coming into a post-Tony Stark world, he's going to be the big name in there.
Yeah, he's certainly going to be the one that everybody, that's the first name you're going to put on a poster. He's going to be the one to draw people in.
So what's a big role that Keanu Reeves can come in and fill as that main guy?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about wanting to see The Defenders be a movie. Now, it was...
The Defenders was Iron Fist.
Yeah, it was in Netflix's
It's on
series.
Netflix, yes.
A lot of people say they want to see that. Could he be somebody in the X-Men universe now that Disney owns 20th Century Fox? So, like, that's not bad. However, if I got to pick who he wanted to be, I want him to be Reed Richards, Fantastic Four. Let's bring that in.
Really? Okay.
Let's do it right this time, though. Let's do it right this time.
Last one. I'm not going to watch that. I saw the trailer. That was enough.
Four stick. We'll leave it at that.
Last bit of Marvel news. Do we talk about Marvel enough?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, we'll do one more then. Marvel High School Play has been announced. It's going to be touring, and it's just a thing. They're going to show the lives of Thor and Loki, Squirrel Girl, and Captain Marvel.
Interesting cast.
You're going to need some jacked football player to play Thor. That's what I'm thinking.
That is one interesting cast of people there.
Squirrel Girl. Have we seen her before in a movie?
No, we have not. There's been rumors. There could be a plan for Phase 4, but no.
Real quick, who's Squirrel Girl?
Squirrel Girl is a character.
Tough name to say.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister. Is a character who can control squirrels, actual squirrels, with her mind. Kind of like Ant-Man with ants, but with squirrels.
Squirrels are very scary. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a character. I'll say that. It's a character.
Maybe it'll come around here in Illinois. There's going to be a Charlie's Angels reboot. There's been a few movies before. Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore. But now Kristen Stewart, which, Twilight. And then Naomi Scott is going to play as well. She was just recently in Aladdin. She plays Jasmine? Don't know. And Ella Balinski, she hasn't done much, so this will be her biggest movie, I think, so far. And then, of course, you got to have Bosley, and that's going to be Elizabeth Banks, who's also helping produce it.
A couple of months ago, I actually just watched the old show all through all 5 seasons. I'm really hoping for this movie we get some cameos. I want to see a cameo of Jacqueline Smith. Just as many of the old cast you can possibly bring.
You got 2 generations worth of old cast now.
Throw them in there. I'd love to see that.
It would be worth it, especially for a reboot, which reboots right now, are they doing good? Are they doing bad? It can go either way.
Yeah.
But you need some big names to draw people to that. A lot of people are still going to see it. It's Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
As long as they have another cleaning the car scene, that'll be fine. All right, American Horror Story 1984 has been announced, and the quote, "There will be blood." So get ready for that. It pays homage to some of the genre's most iconic movies, and in one teaser trailer so far, it showed the inspiration from Friday the 13th, where they're kind of at a summer camp. It's pretty cool. They're going back to 1984. Get to see some cool things there.
A summer camp, a horror genre. I don't think I've ever heard that before. The two of those, did they mix?
I don't know, but they're coming off of Apocalypse, so they're kind of just throwing it back here, trying to get back to the gore and the blood and awesome horror stuff. And the last bit of movie news, Matrix 4. We're going to have Michael B. Jordan be the lead in there. Keanu Reeves, of course, was the big name in Matrix, but Michael B. Jordan, you think he's going to work well in Matrix?
I've been pleasantly shocked by Michael B. Jordan in a lot of the things he's done, even in stuff like Fahrenheit 451.
He was great.
Yeah, this guy's awesome. And Creed. Need I say more?
Oh, Creed, Black Panther, yeah.
Black Panther. So I'm excited. I can't say I'm not excited. Anytime you mention Michael B. Jordan, I'm interested. He's one of those names on the radar where it's just like, oh, this person's in it. I want to see it.
All right, well, I hope you're interested in E3 because that's coming up next right after this quick music break. So, Spencer, I hope you're interested. E3 just wrapped up and a lot of big news from there. Sony wasn't involved, were they?
No, not at all. They didn't show.
Very weird, very weird. But we're just going to cover a game or two of what we like, don't like, or something like that. Spencer, you want to kick it off for us?
Now, the past two E3s, I've been kind of let down in terms of what else is coming. Pretty much every rumor that you hear of, hey, we think this is going to get announced, it's announced, and that's pretty much all. So E3 doesn't really shock me that much anymore. But I'm going to say, one of the weird things I'm interested in this year is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch. Now, I personally don't have a Switch.
That Marvel game's on the Switch?
Yeah, Switch only. Spider-Man was only for the PS4. This is going to be only for the Switch.
See, now, that's the one where everyone hated on how they looked.
Yeah, it's a little cartoon. Or no. It's that's the other Avengers game. I think it's just called Avengers by Square Enix. That's the one where it's people didn't care for their appearance. But I don't. That one I'm a little apprehensive about. I'm a little shaky. So I loved the original Marvel Ultimate Alliances. Big fan of those. It's gonna be nice to hop back into. What about you? What are you interested in?
I got to go Cyberpunk 2077. It's going to come out April 16th of 2020. We got to wait a little bit longer. They wanted to fix a few things and get it ready and not just throw out, a beta like they did with Ark or other games. But CD Projekt Red, they made Witcher 3. If you've played Witcher, highly recommend it.
Still haven't yet.
You still have to.
Still haven't.
But they said it's going to be double the size of Witcher 3 in terms of gigabytes. Witcher was kind of close to 40. This one's going to be 80. So nothing to fret about if you've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which easily over 100, or GTA close to 100. With add-ons, it's over. But just an incredible game. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's futuristic. People are, putting things in their body that's technology. And then you have a bunch of cool powers. It's an open world metropolis, Night City. It's in California. It consists of 6 regions: the corporate city center, immigrant inhabited Watson, luxurious Westbrook, suburban Haywood, gang-infested Pacifica, and industrial Santo Domingo. So cool stuff there, and you can just do whatever you want. And in one review I was watching, they said you can literally not kill a single soul in the game and still get through it.
That sounds like a challenge that I am so up for.
But what's the fun in that? But yeah, it would be a cool challenge. I don't believe it.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that.
Yeah, you're going to kill some things in there. So have fun with that open world.
It's got John Wick himself, Keanu, in there.
Yeah, he was at E3, of course.
Yes, he was.
It took forever for him to get his, whole dialogue, whatever he had to read out, because people were just like, "You're beautiful. We love you." He's like, "You're beautiful. I love you."
Yeah, I saw that. It's incredible.
He finally got out, but he's going to be a big part in the game with the main character.
I'm loving, every now and then they're casting a lot of big budget Hollywood people for video games. I love that kind of stuff. That's cool.
Do you like the acted out games? I don't know if you've played or seen Until Dawn on PS4, but it's acted out and it's beautiful. There's a lot of what do they call them? FMVs, where it's just like, it's basically a show where you like choose what these people do. You played a Quantum game?
Quantum, I keep wanting to say Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Quantum Break.
Old show. There we go.
That's it. But yeah, it's part gameplay, and then you watch an episode. It's crazy, and it's interesting.
Yeah, you see Keanu Reeves come into the main character after a little bit of a scuffle there, and he says, "Get up, something," and then we got work to do, and then it cuts off. So really cool, really excited for that. Is there one thing you're not looking forward to?
One thing, all right. I'm gonna say it. I played Doom so much, the one from 93. I played Doom 2016, absolutely loved it. I'm so pumped for Doom Eternal. And then I saw gameplay, and I'm just like...
Did they just repackage the last game?
Did they just repackage it? And is it just me, or does something look extra weird? As you're fighting alien monsters, does something look weird? Is a stupid thing to say, I know. But, I don't know, it feels off to me. What about you?
I didn't get a chance to watch too much of it. I don't think I can really hate on anything that came out. But I do have to say I like that with that Avengers thing. The people complained that they didn't look like that characters themselves, and the creators actually stood their ground and said, "We're keeping it."
It worked for Sonic. Darn it, not this time.
Well, Spencer, I have one thing to say, and I think you need to calm down.
Do I?
Yes, because right after this quick music break, we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift's latest and looking at the top for Billboard Hot 100.
I'm excited.
All right, it's time for the Billboard Hot 100, and we're going to be taking a look at what top 5, top 10, what is it?
We're going to do top 5 today, and I'm going to count it in the right order this time, starting with 5 and going to 1.
All right, that makes a lot more sense than before. So just one thing we got to talk about is Taylor Swift eventually. So get into it, man.
All right, number 5, I Don't Care, Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber.
I was playing that as you came in. It's a good song.
Really?
His whole new album is all collaborations, basically.
Whenever I hear that about a nowadays artist, I'm always a little, what does that mean? But I'm loving some collaborations that we've been getting recently, so I should give that one a listen. You can't go wrong with Ed Sheeran either.
No, Ed Sheeran is always a staple.
Number 4, we got Talk by Khalid.
You can keep going.
Number 3, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
Which, did you listen to it yet?
Still no.
Come on.
Is it good?
It's catchy. Everyone's been saying it's catchy.
All right.
And the ending is just a little creepy, which she's creepy.
She is?
She's a little creepy.
I don't know anything about her.
Of course, she's younger than us, so.
Everybody's creepy now. Number 2. Now,
here we go.
They always say number 2 is the most coveted spot on the list. You don't want number 1. You want to be number 2.
People fight for number 1. Number 2, you just chill out.
Number 2, You Need to Calm Down by Taylor Swift. And then that's it. I got nothing to say about it.
She's terrible. No. Taylor Swift, You Need to Calm Down. Another music video she did. She's doing singles at a time. And the album, did we get a release date on Lover just yet?
Yeah, it's coming out in late August, I believe.
August 23rd. If I would have just scrolled down, I would have avoided all that trouble. There's t-shirts and albums out already right now. You can see that right on YouTube. Currently just over 59 million views.
That's about how many listeners we get on these, right?
Pretty close. Yeah, we're
okay.
at 57 million, minus 57 million. Yes. No. But the weird thing is only 2.5 million have hit like, and 195,000 have hit do not like. So are people just not wanting to hit that? Or is this not being as much of a splash because it is touching, again, with the political stuff?
I think it's... just talking about last episode and Pink, I'm gonna make a pun here. It's a delicate subject matter to talk about, and
real quick, You Need to Calm Down is about what?
It's about support of the LGBTQ community
and people hating on them on Twitter was mentioned at the rallies, stuff like that. But you can go ahead.
And you get anything like that, and you're going to get people, there's going to be a lot of backlash. And some people are going to be okay with this, some people aren't. I remember it was the all-female Ghostbusters movie. Before the trailer even came out, everybody was just review bombing this thing. Give it 0 stars, give it 0 stars for everything. You're going to get a lot of that whenever you're talking about something I don't want to say polarizing, but topics like this can be polarizing.
Yeah, with polarizing stuff like this, I still think she's on the right side of it. Of course, she wouldn't come out and just go against, the LGBTQ community.
Of course not. No,
that would be terrible on her part. But she included a lot of those people in the video, a lot of famous ones at that. So you got to go and see it. It's really cool. And
it's very colorful.
Very colorful, which
very, very colorful.
Me was as well.
Oh, absolutely. The rainbow explosion at the end with like it was just like falling out of the sky. You can't not smile at that. That's just too fun.
And I already said it before, but her new album is called Lover. She said the word was picked from the song Me. We are speculating. You hit it right on the nose.
I didn't want to hit it though. It seemed too obvious. And she also said that her next one, which eventually You Need to Calm Down, was hidden somewhere in there.
In Me?
Yeah, somewhere in Me. I gotta watch the video because I don't remember that.
Maybe it was just written somewhere, very tiny.
Apparently there was a bunch of like hidden messages like up in the clouds. Like, oh, this is too much.
She has a lot of time on her hands, apparently.
So so a lot of people are. It's gonna get a lot of positive reviews. It's gonna get a lot of negative reviews. But I feel like that's just kind of this climate that we're in. Of a lot of topics are polarizing for a lot of people.
Oh, and especially with this one being so direct.
Yeah, there's a lot of references in that video where you can tell exactly what this is going for. So. Yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed this one.
All right, well, let's wrap up with the number one song on the Billboard's Hot 100.
Number one.
Uh-oh. Let me, hold on. Is it,
Yes.
Is it Billy Ray Cyrus?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Still.
Now,
the last time we reviewed this, it was 3 weeks ago because we had a little bit of a delay recording-wise, computer issues.
A little bit.
We were hoping for a change.
Still none. It's been there for 16 weeks. We're getting into record territory now.
Old Town Road,
Lil Nas X, and Billy Ray. 16 weeks, number one.
I feel like it went away, though.
That's what I thought. I haven't heard this one in a while. So when I was checking, I'm just like, oh, what's number one now? What's number one? Nope, don't be shocked. It's the same thing. So I feel like we've already talked about this one 2 other times.
I'm done.
That's gonna wrap it up for the Billboard Hot 100.
What a terrible ending to this episode 7 of Before and After. Thanks for listening on Apple, Spotify, or any other thing. I'm sorry you had to hear about Old Town Road again. We wish it was more Taylor Swift or just anything better than that song. That's going to do it. Our next episode 8, is going to be the full review on Spider-Man Far From Home. Spencer and I are going to go see that, pay our $25 just to get into the theater because, prices raise up.
And that's just the SD version. The 3D's $50.
Yes, my God. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode of Before and After. I'm Vince.
I'm Spence.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Next time on Before and After.